Hello everybody, Floppy Hat Photos here again for a little video detection of what I'm going to be doing today. Hopefully get a lot of this done. This is all, I'm not sure what's showing up here on camera here, but all a bunch of just debris. I've got bricks, I've got stone steps, I've got concrete, I got flat slab, I've got all kinds of stuff. Some of it even has like some bolts and stuff sticking out right here. You can see sticking out of the thing. Just piles and piles of debris that I'm using to fill in this ditch here. I got some wood mixed in there too, unfortunately. I'll get that stuff out of there. But then I've got big piles of like mud and some dirt, some foundation, piles of rock, piles of mud, more and more. Basically all this stuff is all free stuff coming out of people's basements, crawl spaces, foundation, slab tear outs, all that kind of junk. I see a crew that's working. I basically go hit them up and ask them if they want a place to dump it close by. They say yes. I show them over here. They just dump in here next to my vehicles. I get those moved out. I'm gonna hopefully get a lot of this flattened out a little better than what it is. I'm not sure how well it's gonna go. I'll find out. I need to do as much of this flat work up here as I can because the skid steer I've got today is like topped off full. If I come down the backside, which I'm gonna have to come down through right over in through here and come back up to push some of those big bricks around, then I'm gonna end up dumping a lot of gas when I tilt back. So I want to go ahead and do some of this flat stuff here first, plus get a little hang of how to run the equipment before I start getting into some really hairy detail stuff and go from there. My goal is to be able to park. I can fit 2 and technically 3 short vehicles in my drive here. My goal is to be able to actually double that out. I want to be able to have enough room on this side to park my truck and trailer, or my van and trailer, both without unhooking them. That's my main goal. The other thing I need to worry about is right here. You can see it's all washed out with that culvert. It's all eroded down. I actually owned the edge of the culvert right here and then back through. Unfortunately, he never does anything that side, so I'm gonna backfill that too, hopefully. This is a lot of just debris. There's some like scrap and stuff here, mostly limbs, leaves, and all that. But what I'm doing also is once my driveway's all beat up and all rough, I'm not sure what's showing up here. I'm gonna get this somewhat leveled back out, and then all this through here in the center part, up to, well, you can see that tree, up to right about here. Like from here out to the road, all was a parking spot also. It's a bunch of gravel, a bunch of debris, just a bunch of junk. I want to dig that out, and that's going to become my top for my parking pad on the far side. And then I'm going to come in here. My north drive of the house has a little bit of soft spots and stuff, some holes. I'm going to get that filled in if I can. And if I have time, by my actual garage, way back in the back, you can't really see it, is I need to scrape that out, but that's going to be my last of my concern. But what I'm going to be using today to do all that is a Case 1845C, just a handy little thing. It's surprisingly nimble. Does a great job. I'm hopefully going to have good luck with it. They did finally mount the dig teeth on it, which they just put on. They've clearly used it a couple times, but not very much. That was the wrong mounting hole. They had to drill a new hole out for it. Not a big deal. Got that figured out. So that's going to really help me a lot. For moving some of the rocks, it'll help me hook a corner on the big stones, the big slabs, but mostly for digging out all that gravel along that bank, or along that side of the parking space there. Those teeth are going to make it so much easier. I can drop them down, drag it back. Lots and lots of things I can do with those teeth I couldn't have done without them. So I'm super glad that I got the teeth put on it. Definitely going to help me a bunch. So that's pretty much the main purpose of what this thing's here for. Super little unit. I'll hopefully be able to figure out how to use it and not hurt myself or hurt anybody else in the process. So I will get back to you and let you know how it's going. Thanks for watching.